Morning, y'all. Out for a little walk this morning. Everybody in the house is still asleep because Pakistanis stay up half the night, sleep half the day. At least that's their routine compared to ours. We go to bed early, get up early, unless you're a teenager. Anyway, so I'm out for a morning walk, and my reading this morning, I'm reading through the Bible in 1 year. I'm doing a Bible recap with some friends. My reading this morning was in Deuteronomy 8, and God's talking about, didn't I leave you hungry and test you? And I guess right away I thought of James. The testing of your faith produces endurance. I just want to share some thoughts. Like I know my faith is not I didn't make my faith. It's because of what God's let me walk through. That 8.5 year divorce, when my faith really got started with a 120 mile an hour motorcycle accident and no helmet. So living through that was the beginning of faith. But then the 8.5 year divorce with no money, living on $500 a month, everything to pay the bills for 6 months. Then for the next 8 years, I lived on $1,000 a month. And I know people don't think you can do that, but God helped me. And then when I started traveling, that first drive through Mexico was so huge for me because everybody said you can't do it. It's not safe. It's da 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 da. And here we are. What has it been now? Almost 8 years. 8 years later. 8 years later, I'm still hearing the same things. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Da, da. Like, God has brought me to this point in my faith where I can walk. I can walk with confidence that He walks with me. I don't need armed guards in Pakistan. I don't need... Good morning, sir. Bless you. I don't need... I only need Him. I only need the Lord. It's weird. Maybe it was the prison, 26 years of walking in those doors, walking blocks, where at any moment there could be 50 drunks with 50 knives on a block. And I had to face those fears every day. Like he's trained me to be able to do this. And I just want to say, don't take it the wrong way, but being alive is not the same as living. Like, I think so many people miss so many opportunities out of worry and fear of what might be, instead of just walking in the purpose that God gave us, walking in that confidence that He walks with us wherever we go. And even if I do run into the Taliban over here and they take me hostage and torture me, even if God's with me. It was good enough for disciples. It was good enough for Jesus. It was good enough for the disciples. It was good enough for Paul. It's good enough. It's been good enough for martyrs throughout history. Why is it in our generation we want to be safe and comfortable and worry about what might be, instead of just trusting who is and who walks with us? So that's my message. We are saved for a purpose. God has a plan and a purpose for your life. And being alive and living are two different things. If you're missing your purpose, if you're missing what God created you for, you're missing out on so much. Christianity shouldn't be boring. It should be an adventure. It's those disciples dropped their nets, they left the tax booth, they left their old lives, and they followed Him, and they were amazed at what He's doing, what He did, the healings, the feedings, the miracles, over and over. And if we're not experiencing that, if we're not experiencing watching what God does, watching how He provides, the opportunities and the doors He opens, the connections He makes, we're just going through life like the world. And I want better for my family and my friends, and I want you all to see that there's something better than just existing for 50, 80, 100 years and and arriving safely at death. Like I tell people all the time, I want to slide in sideways with a trail of sparks and my hair on fire. I hope I'm as healthy as my dad is at 79 years old. I can still do this. If I'm in his shape, he cuts firewood and he farms and like he's out splitting wood at 79 years old. If he can do that at 79 years old, there's no reason I can't do this. And I want to. I want to be able to follow wherever the Lord leads. And that's my prayer for my family and my friends. Hear his voice. Hear his call. He has a plan and a purpose for you. And maybe it didn't come into Pakistan and India or Africa. But if you're living in that plan and purpose, life shouldn't be boring. You'll find out you have contentment when you don't have. Even the trials become a good thing. They become a tool to train you and teach you. So I don't know what I'm preaching. I'm just trying to share. We shouldn't live in fear and worry and let that stop us from doing what God's called us to do. And if you don't know your purpose, ask him. Ask him. Here I am. That's how I got started. Here I am, Lord, send me. Here I am. And it started with a drive through Mexico. And it's been an adventure since. And it's been amazing to live. I wouldn't trade it. Like, I've learned a lot. And I want that for you. I want you to be able to know, trust, have that same faith that no matter where you go, God's walking with you. He's looking out for you. Good morning, sir. And you can trust him. So, blessings, y'all. Love you. I know it went longer than I wanted, but once I start talking, peace.